Welcome to another fleet update here on HubNut, and we're going to get a bit more done than we did last week. Last week we had a lot of family, it was chaos.
We did,
crazy,
and it
so
was.
we couldn't get up here as much as we want. But here we are, it's Monday morning, we are up here. We are not working on the Pajero. I'm still on part sourcing for the Pajero, belts, and I remember we needed a diff seal as well, which is proving quite tricky to find because it does mark its territory quite markedly.
Markets territory quite markedly.
Yeah.
Just to
Anyway,
reiterate.
let's jump in. We've got a new car to reveal in this video. It's sitting just over there. Just over there at the moment. We'll show you in a moment. But first of all, Daihatsu Charade steering rack. So here is our Daihatsu Charade. It's a Cuore to Europeans, a Charade to Australians, and a Mira to the Japanese with a smaller engine. But we've got a steering rack here because the rack in the car has a lot of play. And we're just going to see whether you can change the inner track rod ends. So I was just about to clip it off and have a look and see what's what. Otherwise we've got to replace the whole steering rack. But as you can see, we have one. It's a lot less work to replace an inner track rod, if you can, than an entire steering rack. So let's get in. First of all, it's important to get the bluntest clips you can find, apparently.
Oh, absolutely,
That's done nothing to that. I might as well have just licked it. Let's see if I can find another
I
pair.
dare you.
I'm not licking a steering rack. That is not what the public needs to see.
All right. Okay.
Snips,
got
take
better
two.
Ones?
Yeah.
Fabulous.
I thought, oh, here we go.
Slightly concerned about the rubber. Maybe
Yeah.
a little fragile.
It looks okay. Oh, this is quite stuck on here though. It's been there a while. No, it's starting to lift, I can see. Come on.
This was courtesy of Daihatsu Darren, wasn't it?
It was. There we go. Well, that was like your traditional track rod end. So can you replace that? I don't know. Can we make it come out more? Not easily, because we haven't got anything on there. We have to do some pondering, because I'm not sure. Usually these sort of screw in themselves, but is that how it works? I don't know. Front suspension, do you think?
We are very lucky
steering.
to have the workshop manual. It is very, very helpful.
It is very helpful. It's not entirely in the right order, but nonetheless. Outline, description and specifications. There we are.
Notice it's significantly less tidy in here than when I was last here.
A manual type steering gear is employed on all models.
Is that it?
That's comprehensive. And that's all about the power steering. Yeah, that is it.
Sometimes I find the bits you need are in other sections. It's a bit random.
Yeah, I don't know where else you'd have that. I mean, front suspension possibly. This manual has been disappointing in the past.
It has also been a big, massive help.
Yeah. But you look at the size of the thing, you think this would be entirely comprehensive.
Actually, there's two. There's two, aren't there?
See suspension. More fact finding to be done there, but we have got a wheel bearing kit. So it may be worth us getting the hub off on the Daihatsu and taking that possibly to Tim. Someone with a hydraulic press so we can push the old bearing out and a new one in.
Is Tim not sick of the sight of us?
Oh yeah, entirely. Yeah.
And particularly our cars.
Yes. But we're not taking the car.
Oh, I see. It's a cunning plan.
Cunning. Previous time we got some new wheel nuts as well. These ones are not great.
Also,
We need that centre cap, yeah. I mean, frankly, the wheels need a full refurb.
there was
too.
a wheel on eBay at 40 quid. I think it went up to 60 quid. And there have been some hubcaps as well. But
I'd love to put a really nice set of alloys. I'm not particularly keen on this design.
these are the original, though, for
They
this
are the
trim.
original,
They
yeah.
are the original for this trim.
But
I find them inoffensive.
Here's a question. Can you fit Daihatsu Copen wheel nuts? Would they work? I don't know. So let us know in the comments if you think they do. But let's get the wheel off. No, jack her up, then get the wheel off. And then we can get the hub off. Easy peasy.
Let's go.
You might be pleased to know I finally got a set of wheel nut sockets which have this plastic coating on the outside so they don't knacker up your alloy wheels, which is nice. I have to undo the HubNut.
Wee.
That means we need a new one of them. Don't seem to want to come out.
Doesn't want to come out. I like the fact you colour coordinated the hammer today.
Yeah. Whoever fitted this last time did a terrible job. Oh, it's me. Well, I'm sorry I didn't record it, but we've got the HubNut undone by putting this on and the big old scaffold bar. So a lever is always your friend. So that's that. But we are going to need a new HubNut. Because we had to peen it over, and actually the peening has just come off with me undoing it. So new nuts needed. Remember that.
Do we have one? Or do we need to order
I
one?
think we need to order one.
Okie doke.
So we're now into the realms of caliper off, disc off, and try and work it out. I guess we take out these bottom ones on the bottom of the upright, so we can get the whole hub off the car. Oh, and ball joints will need splitting. Still a bit to do. I think I'm going to go for a bit of wire brush and penetrating oil. Make our lives as easy as possible.
Absolutely.
Caliper off. Got an axle stand there for that to just sit on, so we're not stressing the hose. Brake disc off. We'll sit that down on here. These backing plates are a bit iffy. I don't think we can replace
We think
those,
one of them's scraping, don't we?
Yeah. Take the other brake pad out. There we go. Now we need to bottom ball joint, steering ball joint, and then the two uprights, and we should be able to get the hub off. And also got this ABS wire to disconnect. The ABS sensor is just held in with a little bolt here. 12mm. I'm going to say that's what my finger reckons on that. Oof. There's always swinging the way, isn't there? There we go. Oh, yeah, that's coming undone. Yeah, we may have to look for some backing plates. This one's very poor condition, but where on earth we're going to find those, I don't know.
I think the worst thing is that it does scrape. It's quite a significant sound.
Yeah. Every. In theory, that should then simply pull out.
Simply? Just? Is that up there with 5-minute job?
Yeah. And I can't leave her on the backing plate because the backing plate's falling apart. Yeah.
It just needed some coaxing.
Yeah. It's not easy to get anything on it to coax. There we go. Perfect. That's the sensor for your ABS. So brush the iron filings off that. That's out the way. Let's move to slackening these big ones off, I think. Right, no DAC, so we have to go all manual. That seems to be working.
Trying to do sort of equal and opposite forces, yes?
Well, yeah, trying to balance it out to some extent. Yeah, that one's going. Let's do the bottom one. Probably shouldn't be using my lovely new wheel nut socket for this, but there we are.
Probably not, dear.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, that bolt doesn't want to move anyway, so I can just take the nut off it. Take that off. That ratchet is not filling me with confidence. I think they're getting a bit curious about this new car now.
I suspect they're ready to hit the fast forward button until they see something.
Just there.
I know, I can see it.
But for now,
do you know what they're doing right now?
I'm going to undo this
They're
nut.
looking at Shemi and trying to see if they can see a reflection.
Oh yeah.
But you cannot.
Right, the old undo the nut on the ball joint and leave the nut on and smack it and hope. And miss and hit the backing plate and break it up.
Don't do that.
I need a bigger hammer.
Oh god. Okay.
Oh,
That's quite happy then.
that's quite happy there. Well, eventually thwacking worked. It hasn't done very much for the nut, but easy enough to replace a nut. But that is the steering ball joint out of there. Next challenge is getting the one down the bottom, which is a big castellated nut with a split pin going through it. So challenge number one is getting enough access to actually see what's going on. Weirdly, corkscrew on a Swiss Army knife, quite useful for getting split pins out. You wind it in and then you can kind of pull it. So that worked. We'll put a new one of those in, of course. Now I need to try and work out what size that nut is. This nut would be much easier to access if the drive shaft wasn't in the way. But you have to undo that to get the drive shaft out of the way. Beautiful. Well, this ball joint is very happy there, and I don't have any ball joint splitters. So I've tried walloping it lots, and lots of penetrating oil, no dice at all. Could try a bit of heat, but you need to try and not damage the gator really. Yeah, might be time for lunch, and maybe show people the car that's just over there. Without further ado, and with the wind trying to undo our hard work, it's time to reveal the car. It's been on the channel before. It is the Fiat Panda. So we tested this a good couple of years ago now. It's bounced around various family members, and now it has arrived at our door for your first car.
Yep.
Are you excited?
Yes.
Excellent. So what can you tell us about your new car?
I mean, I could probably say the name of it.
Oh yeah, you've given it a name already.
I call it Panda Bach, basically, which is just little
Welsh
panda.
for little panda, yeah. I'll tell you what, let's grab the camera now. I'm no longer draping things. We can show you around it.
Shadows.
Yeah. So as you can see, we're having all manner of fun with shadows today. But this little beauty is the new Steed, and wait till we show you the mileage. It's despite being used by several family members, it still has 44,000 miles on the clock. So it's pretty much brand new. It's the 1.1 Active Eco. It's got such fancy features as central locking and electric windows. It has an aftermarket stereo, which means importantly there is a USB charge point and you can connect your phone to the stereo.
I think it's because the area it's been driven around, people don't really walk. People don't drive, they tend to walk because it's so close together.
Yeah, so it hasn't seen a lot of use. It's probably done quite a lot of short journeys. But you've already had one driving lesson in it.
Yeah, I got laughed at.
Oh, why'd you get laughed at?
I got laughed at by some random men in a white van because I stalled it.
Well, that's just people being cruel. But yeah, how do you find driving it?
It's not too bad, actually.
It's quite smooth, isn't it?
Yeah. After driving it just once, I had to get used to Desmond again.
Yeah, Desmond, I love Desmond, but Desmond is not as smooth. I think more fun. I really enjoyed the Canary, but this is a lot smoother and arguably much more sensible daily driver. Surprisingly good suspension, and yeah, really comfy. So we will have more on this. It is joining the fleet as a general car fleet. It's in my name, and I will be insuring it. So we will all be driving it.
But I bought it.
Yeah, you actually paid for it to join the
mine.
fleet. So technically it's your first car, but yeah. I just want to make clear, we are not fronting. You will not be the only driver.
I mean, where I want to go doesn't need cars.
Yeah, that is kind of the problem if you go off to university. So it didn't really make sense to sign up to a year's insurance when you might be disappearing off to uni, where the car is a nightmare to park, and you hopefully won't need a car very much because you'll be so busy studying.
Oh, studying.
And drinking. Yes.
I'll be studying the bottom of a alcoholic bottle
Well, quite possibly. That's how university goes. But
multiple times.
yeah, it should be good fun. But there you are. That is the new member of the fleet. It's a bonny little thing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to having a drive in it myself. But for the moment, we've brought it up the unit. It is going in the unit, and we're sort of using Desmond more at the moment while we await a certain person's driving test. Oh, Dot's come to say hello. Hello, Dot. I have to say, one thing I perhaps hadn't expected is the quality of the Panda. The door's shut beautifully.
That's crazy.
Crazy. It's not like, you know, the rattly Italian cars of old, much as I love them. It is a very sensible mode of transport. So we're awaiting the driving test. You're going to do your driving test in Desmond.
Yeah.
Because you're more used to Desmond. So we'll get that out of the way.
You know what? On the live stream, someone was like, I'm surprised you didn't go for a Fiat Panda.
Yeah.
And then...
Ta-da!
Oh no, it was a 500.
Fiat 500, yeah. And someone mentioned this car and the fact we tested it, I think, in the live chat. So. And
then my brother looked at me, he's like, oh, they're getting there.
Yeah, don't give the game away, folks. But there you go. Right, we're going to jump back into the tinkering, head home in Ellie, probably Ellie, the 2CV. And yeah, more tinkering coming very, very soon. We're back. It's still Monday. We're back up here to deliver some parts. We've got some parts for this car and for other projects. It does lead a bit of a quandary though. I'm here in Desmond tonight. Desmond, the Perodua Canary. You probably can't see because it's dark, but that is a Perodua Canary. And that car is running the risk of becoming obsolete and just not really required, especially as we're working to get this one back on the road. Really, Desmond took over from this car when this car came off the road last year because it just needed more work than we could do at the time. So we've got a great difficulty. I love that car. Having driven around in the Panda all day today, and we've done 2 driving lessons before and after school, been all the way to Aberystwyth. So in total on both front seats of the car, I've probably done about 60 miles in that car today. Yeah, jumping in Desmond, even though Desmond is worse in almost every way, Desmond is more fun and more likeable, I think. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I like all the cars. Maybe Desmond can have a little rest or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm not sure what to do about this bottom ball joint. I cannot get it undone. There's a few more tricks I need to try, I think. We're going to do that tomorrow. I'm actually wearing my nice togs, so I need to not touch stuff. That's always a danger when I come popping up here. But let me show you what we got in today's parts haul. One of the things, it's from ECAS 2CV parts, but made by Burton in the Netherlands, and it's black wheel nuts. Let me get these out of the box for you. Oh, hi. There we go. So these are black, but they're extended with a covered end, so you're protecting the thread of the wheel. Oh, they feel nice, and they're lightly greased as well by the feel of it, so that's nice. And I think this will look a lot nicer on Ellie. May get those fitted in a bit. I think I can probably run the risk of using a wheel brace without destroying my clothes. Famous last words? Quite possibly. So wheel nuts is one thing. There's a can of Hope Cat Clean. That's for Betty the Ford AU Fairmont. She struggled a bit to get through the emissions test last year. Got there in the end, but I don't think all is well with the cat. And if it's the original cat, at 354,000 kilometres or whatever she's done now, it's not doing too badly. So I have a can of Hope, but we may have to go for a cat as well. Already I'm going to have to get a new centre silencer, because that's leaking. I'll try and have a better look at it, but I don't think it's repairable. Yeah, Betty the Ford AU is at home having a bit of a rest this week. And then we've got, for Miss Hubnut, some satin black acrylic spray from Simoneys. I just bought this on eBay. I hope it'll be all right. And that is for the wiper arms, because the wiper arms have been removed for the race car look. No, they've been removed so Miss Hubnut can paint them, because like me, Miss Hubnut likes getting distracted from the major mechanical failings of her cars and wants to make them look better. I do this all the time. So it's very, very Hubnut. So that's what that's going to be about. But I'll tell you what, let's get the wheel brace and we'll replace the nuts, because I did a really bad job of painting these on the front, and matching the colour of the wheels just doesn't look right. It's kind of like an eyeball where the coloured bit is white as well. It looks a bit strange, doesn't it? So let's change those out. Oh yeah, that's our look. That's really nice. So you can't use these extended wheel nuts with the chrome hubcaps because they just protrude too much. But these were kind of used before hubcaps were a thing on 2CVs, I think. They just look really nice. And now the thread is entirely enclosed. See, the wheels are getting dirty already. That was always going to happen. But that'll help make it match the rest of poor Ellie. Still shabby as ever. That's where an engine hoist fell on the door some years ago. But we'll get your grill muff off. This week we'll try and get some miles on you, Ellie, because yeah, it's going to be much milder this week. Oh, I need to do an update on the steering rack as well. I've spoken to our friend Darren Daihatsu, as I call him. He works at a former Daihatsu dealership. He said it's very unlikely to be an inner track rod. You can change them, very hard to do with the rack on the car. But he says there's a bush in here somewhere, because this is a manual rack and the power assistance is done in the steering column. It overloads this manual rack. It's the same rack whether the car has power steering or not. And because you can apply such force with the electric power steering, it wears stuff out quicker in the rack. So that's what's going on there. So we're going to have to do a rack swap. We've got to drop the subframe in order to get access. But it shouldn't be too difficult, he said. Famous last words. So we'll see how we go with that at some point. But that needs to happen. That is the main thing, other than the wheel bearing, that's stopping that car being on the road at the moment. And I still haven't ordered parts for you, Pajero. I'm very sorry. Must try and remember to do that when I get home. Sorry. It's now Tuesday. We are back again. It's another glorious day in paradise, and we've been doing the comparison thing, comparing these two cars. Interesting times, interesting differences between the two of them. One definitely has more pep than the other.
And you'd be surprised to know which one.
Yeah, Desmond is punchier than the Panda. It's surprising to all of us. Until you look at the stats, and it's 58 brake horse from 1 litre and 54 brake horsepower from 1.1.
Yeah.
I think the Panda is very much tuned to meet the low emission requirements, and the economy very much in mind. You know, Desmond does 47 about here.
I noticed you gave it a manly razz down the lane just to
But
reinstate your
you've
masculinity.
You've got to give an Italian car an Italian tune-up every now and then. But anyway, back on with this. And I think I'm going to take the caliper carrier off and then get this backing plate out the way. And I think we're probably going to ditch the backing plates.
Yeah, general
having sought advice
consensus
online.
seems to be take the backing plate off,
Yeah.
because there's a very distinct, yes, there is wheel bearing noise, but there's also a scrape, and that would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, look at the state of it.
Yeah.
It's falling off anyway. And we cannot get replacements.
Let's not obliterate it. Let's take
No.
it off carefully.
Carefully?
Yes.
Yes.
While we're driving up, I remembered something else that's an issue with Shami.
Oh.
Aside from and also steering rack is coming out, and we are going to put the new.
Yeah,
one
yeah,
in. It
I
is a weakness on
updated
them.
that one last night after
Yeah,
we got
okay.
further info.
Yeah, she lost power, didn't she?
She did.
We were having that power loss.
But is that because she's choking the plugs up?
Yeah, I suspect it is. It did
Yeah.
feel like a choke and then recovery.
Yeah. We've got some more magic potion to try, but we're hoping, because this engine isn't anywhere near as bad as the old engine, which was like the James Bond smoke effect quite often, we're hoping a can of Amtech engine restore may do the job. Kitch has had good findings with that stuff.
He has, very positive.
With his Daihatsu, so we'll give it a go. It costs not very much, so we'll do that. But anyway, we need to
Crack on with
get that caliper carrier off, get the backing plate off, and then we'll have a go at this ball joint again. Getting the backing plate off will give us a bit more swinging room for hammers. We need hammers. Hammers!
Some of us are less convinced about this.
No, hammer time.
So just let people know where you're at before you go with the hammers.
Oh, the backing plate's off. That's ruined. The backing plate's off, the caliper carrier's off, which is giving me a bit more access I think we need to try and find a way of levering.
I thought you said we were going to have one of us lever and one of us hammer,
Yeah.
not just go at it with hammers.
Well, I like going at it with hammers.
Yeah, I'd like it less.
Yeah. But the problem is, I don't see what you're really levering against. I'm supposed to get a lever in there, maybe. We could try that.
So what's just happened?
Oh, I should have left the camera running. I got some fire on it. I got my little chisel in here, and it's out. So, jobbed.
Hopefully not feeling the ill effects of much us hammering.
No, but I use this as a heat shield to protect the rubber. But to be honest, I'm worried this ball joint is stiff. We've got a stiffness in the steering where it seems reluctant to self-center, and we wondered if that was also rack related.
Quick question, if someone's
maybe
very
not.
clever, they could fabricate one of those, couldn't they?
You have to be very clever. There's a lot of complex shape going on there.
There are clever people out
But
there.
anyway, I can get my nut off. Being careful, because that was just hot.
Or you could give it a moment.
And we should be able to get the hub off. We're just going to get these bolts out.
Fire. Okay.
Good old fire.
Huh?
Good old fire.
Yes, good old fire.
Not just a cleanser.
We're going to get a ball splitter.
No, because as a lot of people on the internet said, if you use a ball joint splitter, it tends to utterly
damages
destroy the gator.
Yeah.
What am I looking for? 17s. Put these up there. That one's off.
Meanwhile, I am painting the windscreen wipers, and I'm sorry to all the suggestions of gold and pink and whatnot. I've gone satin black. They do look good though.
I think satin black is the one, really.
It is the one.
Right, I might need to just tap these out. I've got all the weight hanging on those at the moment.
Getting concerned about your relationship with hammers, dear.
I love hammers.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, almost pulled the front bumper off.
Fabulous.
Now we should be able to get the drive shaft out of there, whilst also getting that out of there.
Are we going to put the two next to each other, do a comparative, see what's going on?
Comparative of what?
Well, we've got two, well, brain's gone fart,
Hold
steering
on.
racks.
Hold on, I've just got to encourage the drive shaft to come out of here, because we do not want the drive shaft pulling out of the gearbox. There it goes. Right, might need some help here,
Okay,
dear.
where do you need me?
Because we've got to keep the drive shaft from falling out. Get this out of here and also out of here.
Okay,
I
fantastic.
think mostly lifting this up
Mostly
is what
lift
needs
that
to
up.
happen.
So lift this.
Yep. And then can we get that up? I need that. Gentle taps. Gentle taps. Just move your hand because I'm hitting right on this. Well, it did come out beautiful. Now it doesn't want to come out. Oh, here we go.
Ah, yes, I guess what it gave then.
So now you should hopefully be able to pull towards you.
Pull towards me, okay. Woo!
Hey!
There we go.
Yeah, this ball joint. Oh my days, that's
rigid, isn't it?
stiff. I don't think you
Okay.
can replace the ball joint. I think you've got to do
So it'd be
lower
a
arm.
unit like on Betty.
Bella.
Did we do Betty?
Betty hasn't got this suspension set up. Yeah, it might be worth looking, but I don't think we can get that out. So it's probably lower arm.
Clutching pieces
Probably
of
not getting this job done this week, but at least we got the hub off. We can go and visit Timothy. Timothy loves a visit from us. And get a bearing pushed in. Progress.
progress, yes.
Chaotic progress.
Chaotic progress, indeed.
Right, just been doing some shopping. I'm not liking the lower arm, the ball joint in it, and I've managed to find another one on eBay for 56 quid. So we're going to get that ordered up and see what that does
Quick-aside
to the
cable
steering.
ties.
Yeah, cable ties. I've got some in my bag, I think, somewhere.
Yeah, whereabouts?
let's
And
have a
also,
look.
just gonna we're cable tying this up to the
Yeah,
strut.
yeah, because we're taking the arm away, there'll be nothing
down.
to support the drive shaft, so we'll just
Exactly.
cable tie it to the lower arm. Somewhere in there
Where in your chaos?
are some,
Ooh.
because HubNut cable ties.
I believe these are still available on the HubNut store.
Yeah, not for very much longer, because we're selling out of them, and I think we may close down the OG store.
That's big and profound, Ian.
Yeah. But we'll still have them at shows and things. But yeah, doing the merch day to day as well as trying to do all this is a little counterintuitive, I think. You need a second one.
Yeah.
And loop it just around this stubby bit sticking out and through one of the holes. So yeah, this is the ball joint, which we'll have a look at in a minute. But this bush here isn't looking particularly
did we have
clever
a mention of the
either.
bushes
I think we might have done on the last MOT.
Did.
Yeah, it's been a while since poor Shems has had an MOT. She's just been sitting in here.
Waiting patiently.
But yeah, the arm comes with the bushes and the ball joint, so that will make life a lot easier. In fact, you end up thinking, should we change the track lens? But that's fine. That's how I expect the ball joint to move. A certain stiffness, but a certain stiffness.
There we go.
But yeah, this ball joint, it doesn't want to move
This
at
is
all.
why we struggled to remove parts, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
it was so stiff.
But also, this needs to rotate. So when the strut turns, that needs to rotate, and that does not want to move. So I'm thinking that is probably responsible for the stiffness of the steering. It doesn't like returning.
So question, are we going to take out the steering rack? Or
I mean, we're getting
do we do this and see where we're at?
No, because the steering rack is a play issue.
Okay.
We've got play in the rack. So that's why we need to, I don't know if we can feel it. Yeah, you can hear. Something is having a bit of a clunk in there. So we still need to do that. But it's getting to the stage, we might as well get this arm off today. And then we might as well start investigating how we can get the subframe out. We don't have to get it out, we just need to lower it a bit to get clearance, to get... Oh yeah, this job's escalating. But we've got to do it at some point.
Absolutely. This is my car and I need her on the road. It's as simple as that.
Yep. Yeah, go gently.
Yeah, I am going gently. But it is moving, so that's
Excellent.
good news.
Yeah, we think this front bush just bolts into the subframe.
We think.
Oh, you're careful, you damage the bodywork.
I heard that sound earlier, mister.
No, that didn't
think
happen.
I didn't. It
No, it wouldn't happen on my wash.
definitely did.
Look at this, how fitting, eh? How fitting. Because HubNut. And I can hear people now, even now, still going, why are you doing this? Why are you saving this wreck of a car? The car that wants to die.
She doesn't want to die.
But we like it. It's the only answer that makes any sense. And even then, not very much sense. But if you don't do it because you want to do it, why would you do it? If you look at pure economic terms, economic sense, then there's no love involved in an economic decision. I haven't spent thousands of pounds on this 2CV over the years for economic sense. Oh no.
This car's also been a huge learning process for me as well.
Yeah, learning how it's impossible to find any part and other such useful lessons.
No.
But is that actually coming out?
Yeah, I've got it in my hand.
Good times. I'll leave it for now. Let's get
Yeah,
the
and then
back
get the other one out.
started.
We're going to go at this one from underneath, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because
Need a spanner on the top.
there's no room.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get involved, I think. Just trying to work out what's going on here. I
So
can't
awkward to
because
do
they're
it
hidden away.
upside down, isn't it?
It is. But yeah, you want to be going that way, I think, to undo. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what
turn
I
it
was-
through 90 degrees, that is anti-clockwise.
That's what I was doing.
You're going the right way, but is that
Yeah.
a captive nut then?
I don't know.
I can't see, we
Sorry.
can't see. Tiny car problems, you can never see what you're doing. So yeah, this is the rear bush. It does look like a captive nut. So that's quite convenient, that'll help. Marvellous. So while Miss HubNut battles the bolts, I'm going to be taking Ellie out later. We've got a driving lesson in the Canary tonight, because that's the car little Miss HubNut wants to do a driving test in. She's had driving the Panda, but she's happier in the Canary for now. So
She's got the Panda hidden away as a reward.
yeah,
when
the
she
Panda's going to be
finishes.
coming in here. Ellie's going to be in here for a bit. Go and do driving lesson, then Ellie's coming out. We're going to do some filming tomorrow. A lovely drive test that I'm really looking forward to. And I think you'll like it too. V8 noises and a not very big engine. Perfect combination. So that's going to be tomorrow. What are we doing Thursday?
I don't think we're doing much on Thursday.
No, I think we've got other things,
Yeah.
non-car things to do on Thursday. Friday is someone's birthday.
Woo!
So by the time you read this, it will have been and gone. And we're going to an escape room in Cardiff, which is actually a Christmas present my little sister bought for us as a family. But we haven't had a chance to do it yet. So
We
we're
have
going to
to
do that
justify going to Cardiff.
and have a lovely meal. So yeah, it might be a 3-day tinkering week by the look of it. But there we go.
Okay.
That bolts out.
Right, that's back and that's front.
And now will the arm come out?
It's catching.
Do we need to hit things with hammers?
No, we don't.
Oh! I've never removed one of these before, so
Do you know what? Some penetrant might do because it's just dry and it's sticking.
yeah.
If that makes sense.
Well, it has been in there for a very long time. I strongly suspect that's the original arm, and old Shem's here
Oh,
is
Shems.
what, 18 years old this
19,
year?
she's
19 years
2006.
old this year. Blimey. We've had this car since November 2020, so quite well. That sounded encouraging. Oh, yeah. Hey! Right, let's have a look. Oh, maybe that doesn't look so bad when you actually have it out.
Oh, the arm seems to be okay. It is that joint
look.
which we think is just one part. Don't
Well, yeah, I don't think you can easily change the ball joint. There's no way through from the back. And this is often the way with modern cars. They just simplify
Yeah,
it
I've got pins and needles.
so you change the entire arm. So, yeah, we've got one of them, but yeah, that is, oh my days.
Interconnected for your ease, Ian.
That doesn't want to move at all. It's entirely stuck. Yeah, I think we're doing the right thing, dear.
I think so.
But
I'm going to add that to the Chevy stuff.
yeah, we'll always keep it just in case we can find a way.
Oh, I tell you what I would like to do.
What's
is
that?
another cosmetic. We do have another rear light cluster
We do.
that we could put in.
Oh, because this one's cracked. Yeah, we're ignoring the rust. We're just looking at this. This is meant to be getting done when
front
Shems
gets
actually goes to the body shop to have the crash damage repaired. But all in good time.
Yes.
But have we just reached our point today?
I mean, we can take out a rear light. What's it?
Well, yeah, they're not difficult. If you want to do that, we can do that.
Or I'm just going to go and spray paint the windscreen wipers some more.
Well, yeah, that needs to happen.
But yeah, we might have. Sorry, I've got horrible pins and
Yeah,
needles.
well, I might have a tidy up then.
Oh, what? What?
Because carnage. Yeah. New man now. Right, so I have actually tidied up. Amazing. And this one is cleaning up the rear lamp, ready for fitment.
Yeah, quite tricky to get in there, so it's not great. So I've
Yeah.
taken, it's 2 bolts.
Yeah.
I've taken the 2 bolts out.
It really is like most of the back of the car, that light. Isn't it really is. And then I think it clips in either top or bottom, I can't remember.
Right, there. Oh, that's a bumper clip there, isn't it? Hold on.
I don't think that's holding
No, it's
the light.
not. It's not. They're
I think
definitely
you
separate.
just have to find a way to get a grip. Oh, there we go.
Aha. Aha.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you just got to disconnect the wires.
Is it just a case of pull, or is there a little twitching?
I would twist the bulbs out.
Twist
So
the
take the bulbs out of the other one. We'll keep them because they're useful as bulb holders. Sorry, I'm not filming this very well. I'm trying to do this at the same time.
Right, this bottom
That's just
connection,
clipped in there.
is that pinchy?
Oh yeah, what's that one for?
It's attached to the car, that much is sure.
Yeah, I think that's a pinch. The pinch. Yeah, not easy to tell one-handed.
Ah yes, there's a little pushy there.
Okay, hopefully give it a little pushy and it'll come off.
Giving it a little pushy.
Sometimes you have to push them in once you press the tab in to get them out.
The tab is not pushing in.
No, they get old and hard and don't want them anymore.
Plastics, isn't it? That's the pushy.
Yeah, I might need both hands. Right, light unit's off, and you won't believe this, guys. We found some rust on a Daihatsu.
To
It's
be
lived
fair,
in Wales most of
this
its
is
life.
way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
So-
but we will get something on there before we.
Absolutely, before we put... And I'm
Yeah,
just going
but
to
I mean, it doesn't matter even if you cover that in the primer because it's out of sight.
Well, exactly, I am going to cover it in the primer.
Yeah. So, got some of the rust inhibiting primer on in those key spots. We'll slap any sort of paint, it doesn't matter, it's behind the light cluster out of mind. And that can be jobbed. The wiper blades looking good.
Yeah, not quite finished, but nearly.
Not quite finished, but looking much better than they did. This is Walt. I don't know what the old dog's called.
I don't know, but he's lovely.
Yeah. We've already had an invasion by Dot, the Menace. We love Dot the Menace.
Hello. Hello, you. Hello. Do you want to give him fuss?
Yeah, you can have some fuss as well.
Yeah.
These young whippersnappers are a pain, aren't they? They're a pain. No, I'm busy fussing this dog. No. So today's Wednesday and we're hurtling around the beautiful Welsh countryside in a Leader 2CV. Going to do some filming today. Go and film a road test. It seems the countryside may still be on fire quite badly. But yeah, it's a beautiful old spot. Take a look. This is remote, people. I say that, I used to live the other side of this valley. Rally stage! Oh, it just goes on forever. So we are now in the Daimler SP250, that video coming very soon. This car sounds amazing. And we just had a pause to set up cameras here round the back of the Havold Hotel in Devil's Bridge. This is where I filmed video number 1 way back in, I think it was November 2013. It hasn't changed much. That big green box was there even then. I think I've changed quite a bit since then. So that was driving a Nissan Leaf here like 10.5 years ago. So it's interesting to be back in a nice V8 British sports car. This thing is an absolute beast. So look forward to that video coming very soon. Well, there we go, folks. Beautiful day in paradise. 20 degrees today, or getting on for. So a good day for driving around in a 2CV with no roof. But we will be back on it next week. More to do on the Daihatsu. Hopefully some parts will arrive. I still need to order Pajero Junior parts, and we need to get the remove the prop shaft and work out what on earth the seal is. Something he's going to share a seal with a diff seal with the Pajero, and hopefully we can find it. But yes, thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a lovely week. The Daimler, the Daihatsu, what a mix, and of course the new Panda. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget you can head to the HubNut store, look for HubNut.org. Actually, we've got 2 separate stores now. EU sales are possible once more, we're very pleased to say. And we'll see you in a future video. Goodbye. Look at that grill.